Saya Ariadna Budianto.
Saya Yurgen Olivia.
Kali ini kami akan mengajak Anda untuk berjalan-jalan sambil menikmati kuliner yang ikonik di Washington DC.
Ya, kita akan ajak pemirsa ke 3 restoran di episode kali ini ya.
Ya, yang pertama adalah
Ben's Chili Bowl.
Ben's Chili Bowl. Rasanya nggak klop kalau misalnya pemirsa datang ke Washington DC terus nggak nyobain Ben's Chili Bowl ini.
Karena Presiden Obama juga pernah kesini.
Oh, ini favoritnya dan dia selalu dapat gratis di sini pemirsa. Jadi langsung aja kita ketemu ya, ngobrol-ngobrol sama pemiliknya ya. Ya pemirsa, sekarang kami sudah bersama dengan Virginia Ali. Ini adalah pemiliknya dari Ben's Chili Bowl yang sangat bersejarah ini ya.
Ini udah mulai ramai juga nih.
Udah waktunya mau makan siang soalnya. Langsung aja kita tanya ya.
Mrs. Ali, can you tell us about the history of Ben's Chili Bowl?
My husband Ben and I opened the Chili Bowl on August the 22nd, 1958. My husband had come here from Trinidad to matriculate at our universities. But in order to go to college, he had to work his way through school. So he started in the restaurant business. First mopping the floors, working in the kitchen. But he knew the restaurant business. So when we met and fell in love and wanted to get married, there had to be a way to make a living, because he'd enrolled in the dental school program at Howard, but had a serious accident that injured his back. He walked onto an elevator one day and the floor wasn't there. He fell, injured his back, and was not able to complete that dental school program. So the next best thing that he knew was the restaurant business. And back in that era, this was a segregated city. So where do you open this business? Where do we find a place to open a business? Turns out that the one spot that's really good is this U Street corridor. This is what's known as the African American Black Broadway. And we found this building, which was built as an old silent movie theater. By the time we obtained it, it was a pool hall. We were able to lease the property and the owner and fix it up and turn it into a Ben's Chili Bowl. After having opened in 1958 and developed a good clientele and the community supporting us, then we went. By this time now 1968 rolls around, and of course Dr. King was assassinated during that time. There were lots of activists participating in protests prior to that assassination, trying to get equal rights for African Americans and for all people. But the night that Dr. King was assassinated, violence broke out the very next evening in our community. Violence occurred for the next 3 nights. We were the only place allowed to remain open during that curfew period.
Tell us about your specialty here.
You mean the hair school? It's popular. It's tasty. It is a blend of pork and beef. And I don't eat hair smokes because I am Muslim. I like the beef hot dog. We have a large population of Muslims in the community. We have some Muslims who come here not only locally but from the Middle East as well. And we point that out to them.
Sosis-sosis gemuk ini berbaris rapi di atas panggangan.
The specialty of the house is a thing called a chili half smoke. So it's like a bigger smoked sausage. It's usually half beef and half pork, and it's smoked. So we put that in a hot dog bun, a nice steamed hot dog bun. We put mustard, fresh onions, and our homemade spicy chili sauce on top, and it's just delicious.
Ups, tapi jangan khawatir. Di sini juga ada panggangan khusus daging halal.
The half smoke is beef and pork, but we have jumbo beef dogs, which kind of resembles that. We have all turkey dogs. We even have vegetarian chili that you can put on top of your turkey dog if you like. And we even have veggie dogs and veggie burgers. We have lots of options for everybody. We're going to make everyone feel welcome here. Welcome to Ben's Chili Bowl.
Terletak di U Street, Washington DC, Ben's Chili Bowl sering dikunjungi selebriti. Bill Cosby adalah ikon yang telah datang ke restoran yang didirikan Ben Ali ini sejak 1958. 10 Januari 2009, Presiden Barack Obama mampir ke sini dan memesan chili half smoke.
I have today a turkey burger with chili on it.
How do you like it?
Oh, it's good. It's good. Yeah, we've been coming here for years and years. You know, not as long or longer than the president, but not as long as Bill Cosby.
Namun Ben's Chili Bowl menawarkan lebih dari sekedar hotdog yang enak. Pelanggan selalu kembali karena pelayanan yang ramah.
It's like having breakfast at home. The staff, we don't even consider them staff. They're family members. They come and they talk to us and we share pictures. And I come because it makes me feel like I'm at home.
Ben's Chili Bowl kini telah membuka cabang baru di Washington DC area. Dari Washington DC, Paul Vanderpeen, Ariadna Budianto, dan Jurgen Alipia, VOA.
Aduh, asik.
Kamu tadi pesan apa itu, Mbak?
Aku tadi pesan
itu ya.
itu apa chili dog biasa, tapi itu tadi beef ya, dan dimasaknya itu terpisah grillnya dengan yang lain. Jadi tidak mencampur produk yang mengandung babi.
Enak pemirsa. Pokoknya pemirsa harus kesini kalau ke Washington DC ya.
Iya, betul.
Nah ini setelah ini kita akan ke restoran lain.
Kita akan ke restoran lain.
Pemirsa penasaran? Setelah hotdog kita mau masak apa?
Kita mau sambil baca puisi, sambil
Oh iya.
jadi jangan kemana-mana, tetap di
Dunia kita.
Building your restaurant.
You know, the first Busboys and Poets opened in 2005, and this is now number 5, the 5th one, and we just opened literally 2 days ago.
Oh wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
About the concept of, mixing books and food. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I think all of these things go together. They're all places where people want to hang out. People love bookstores, so we put a bookstore here. They love having a bar where they can have a drink or meet friends, and we have a coffee bar as well and a tea bar. We have a wonderful lounge and free Wi-Fi and private room with a stage. So all of these elements bring people together for various reasons. Everything from a conversation with an author or poetry or music or any other program. But we also have lots of panel discussions. We're doing a whole week on Cuba, talking about Cuba, Cuban food, Cuban culture, Cuban politics.
So it's like you're trying to introduce the world culture into the society? Or?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think a lot of times, I think people in the United States have rather limited knowledge about the rest of the world, frankly. I think most of the world knows a lot about us, but we don't always know a lot about them. And what we learn is usually very surface, and we try to go below the surface, try to go into the culture, the people, the elements that connects us as human beings to one another. I think that helps to diffuse hard relationships sometimes.
Misunderstandings?
Absolutely.
So tell us about yourself and how your background kind of like leads you into the business.
Well, I've always been intrigued by the restaurant industry, the power of service, the power of having a place that can actually combine, bring people together. So we are a place where racial and cultural connections can come together and connect. We are a place where art, culture, and politics comes together and collide. I've always seen that as an opportunity. When you have food and you put food in front of people and they share food with one another, it can become a very powerful agent for connecting people and creating social change, positive social change.
It's an amazing concept, and I mean the whole historic usage of busboys and poets, I mean it's really contributing to our culture as a whole. At the other busboys and poets I've been to, I mean every Tuesday, I'm not sure how it would be here, but the open mics, I attended those, and it was great.
We have a pickle. And here how we said, open face.
Tell us about the specialties, the menu here.
Well, our menu is very eclectic. It's got lots of different foods for different backgrounds and different interests. So if you're a meat eater, we got lots of really good dishes, everything from hamburgers to wonderful full entrees. And we also have a lot of fish. Fish is very popular here, of course. We have a great salmon dish, we have a great catfish dish. And we also have lots of vegan and vegetarian dishes.
Today we are going to do a chorizo pasta with a little bit oil. Yes, those are
Those are our good chicken chorizo.
Makan dulu ya pemirsa.
Kayaknya menarik semua ini.
Nah ini, jadi kalau ayamnya di sini ternyata pakai ayam halal.
Halal.
Karena ayamnya halal, aku mau shrimp and chicken chorizo pasta.
Oke, nah aku ini aja deh.
Apa?
Hot paninis yang avocado ya. Alpukat.
alpukat.
Sandwich alpukat.
Kita lihat yuk,
Yuk
gimana
kita lihat
bikinnya ya.
resepnya ya. Bikin itu ya.
This is multigrain bread. So my avocado sandwich. This is roasted red pepper sauce. For arugula. This is arugula. Nice avocado. Look good, huh? I use Hawaii cheese. They have very power flavor. You know, this is very good cheese. It's very soft and very strong. Like they give the avocado good flavor. And then we bring to the panini to cook the panini for about 4 or 5 minutes. Sandwich is ready. So this is my avocado sandwich.
Udah dari Ben's Chili Bowl terus ke Bus
Ini mah
Boys.
udah bukan hampir kenyang lagi, pemirsa, kenyang banget sebetulnya.
Oh, standarku beda ya.
Oh gitu ya. Tapi ini masih ada satu tempat lagi loh pemirsa yang mau didatangi.
Konspirasi ya, mau bikin aku tambah gendut ya.
Enggak, bikin kamu tambah sehat. Jangan nonton di Amerika.
Satu lagi anak restorannya ini ya.
Satu lagi restorannya pemirsa. Jadi jangan kemana-mana, tetap di
Dunia kita. Ini dari tahun 1856.
bayangin coba.
Ini bersejarah sekali
Ya.
dan ada masakan yang paling enak nih di sini.
Gitu ya, kita mau nyobain nanti.
Ya, namanya crab cake.
Nah, ini restorannya namanya Old Abbot Grill pemirsa. Dan ini lokasinya dekat sekali dengan Gedung Putih, White House. Ya, jadi di sini bisa dibayangkan crowdnya mix banget antara politisi, kadang-kadang ada selebriti dan juga wisatawan.
Dan Presiden Amerika juga beberapa sudah ke sini.
Langsung aja kalau gitu kita ngomong sama manajernya ya.
Nah
Oke.
ini Mas David namanya. Hi David, how are you?
Hey,
Thank you for having us.
thanks for having us. So, are we going to? Okay, all right.
You guys want to try grilled oysters?
1856. Yeah, it's a really sort of fascinating story. It was originally a boarding house. Not too much historical information on that, but it eventually moved to the corner of 14th and F where the National Press Building is now. And it was there as a house called the Ebbett House. It was a little bit of a hotel. And in 1983, we moved around the corner here to where we are currently on 15th Street. So sort of a fascinating long history. It's now the third highest grossing restaurant in the United States, doing $27 million a year. So we've had every sitting president since Ulysses Grant visit the Old Abbot Grill up until George W. Bush. That was a pretty good run. And George W. Bush came in quite a bit when his father was president. So we could technically say every president since Teddy Roosevelt, since Ulysses Grant has been in. But the Victorian feel, it's got deep mahogany booth with green velvet. It's a rich, warm feeling throughout the place, and it's timeless. So people who come here, you know, people who haven't been here in 20 years, they walk into the place and say, I feel like I'm home again. Because I think there's a thing now where there's a tendency for things to be very trendy and hipster-like. We want people to feel like it's an old friend and someone you're coming home to visit again. Well, the culinary things are still advancing, and we don't, it's not the same menu it was 20 years ago, 50 years ago. People feel comfortable returning to places that they love. A lot of times they're ordering, one of the dishes we're most famous for are crab cakes. We do these beautiful jumbo lump crab cakes. It's signature to the region and our restaurant. It's probably our most popular item.
Hi guys, welcome to the Old Abbot Grill. My name's Chef Sal. We're going to make our signature crab cakes today. All jumbo lump crab cakes are 4 ounces each. I'm just going to pan sear these. Takes about, I would say, 2 minutes to get a nice crust on each side. Throw in our potatoes. So once we get a nice sear on both sides, we're going to throw the crab cakes right into the oven. Let our crab cakes cook for about 3 to 4 minutes to heat through. While we're doing that, we're going to make our Granny Smith apple slaw. Shaved beets, Granny Smith apples, Swiss chard, and celery root. So, apple cider vinaigrette. A little parsley. Sea salt. We're ready to plate.
Somewhere along the line, the Old Ever Grill went from being just a restaurant to actually being part of the whole downtown DC culture. We celebrate people visiting us, tourists from all around the country and the world. And it's become a place where when people come, they visit the monuments, they visit the White House, they visit the Old Ever Grill. I hear from, we have wonderful regular visitors, clients who come here 3, 4, 5 times a week. And they'll be the first to tell you, whenever we have friends or family coming from out of town to visit, we bring them to Old Ever Grill because it gives you that Washington feel. When you're sitting a block from the White House, you're looking out at the beautiful treasury right across the street. And it rings really true of the Washington, D.C. experience.
We've been coming here, which is at least 10 to 15 years. So it's a great place. The thing I like about Ebbett is it appeals both to tourists as well as regulars in the city. So you see a blend of both, which is the nice thing about that.
I've been coming here as long as I can remember for many good reasons. Besides great food, there are great people here. You never quite know who you're going to see here. It could be a member of Congress, it could be someone from the administration, it could be people like us. But it's always great food and a great time.
Dan ini adalah hidangan penutup kita di episode kali ini.
Crab cakes. Ini crab cakes. Ini burger yang katanya burgernya cooked to perfection. Oh ya, aku juga pesan oyster, pemirsa.
Kita cobain.
Kita coba ya. Gimana Gen?
Coba. Pemirsa harus datang ke Old Ever Grill kalau jalan-jalan ke Washington DC, pesan crab cakes.
Iya.
Terima kasih pemirsa udah jalan-jalan sama Yulian dan Anna di episode kali ini. Tadi udah di Ben Chili Box, Busboys and Poets.
Jadi pengalaman yang berbeda-beda ya dari restoran-restoran ikonik di Washington DC, pemirsa.
Kalau pemirsa ketinggalan episode kita yang ini atau mau nonton acara VOA lainnya, bisa kunjungi website kami di www.voaindonesia.com atau untuk dunia kita bisa juga lihat Facebook kami.
Betul.
Kata kuncinya dunia kita.
Dan juga jangan lupa untuk mention kami ya kalau misalnya lagi nonton, langsung aja klik di @VOA Dunia Kita, dan juga masih bisa email. Waduh, Jurgen makan terus pemirsa. Apalagi itu saya harus cepat-cepat ya ngomongnya ya, soalnya saya mau makan juga. Masih bisa email pemirsa di dunia kita @voains.com. Dari Old Ebbett Grill di Washington DC, saya Arya Pujudianto.
Dan saya Jurgen Alivia. Sampai jumpa minggu depan ya.
Dadah. Makan dulu ya.